Next week, it will happen. The SEC will release the permanent arrivals. And when we say permanent, it will change every 4 years. It'll be reviewed every 4 years for you to have a chance for these to change. But when you start looking at where it could be, because some may never change, this could be something that we see for another generation or so. And so when you start looking at the Georgia Bulldogs, three rivals that they should have, obviously the Deep South's oldest rivalry with Auburn is not going anywhere. There are a lot of factors that go into things, rivalry situations like that, history, competitiveness. I don't know if you can put that in because things change depending on who the coach is at the time. So Auburn's not going anywhere. Florida. That's never going cocktail anywhere. Party will always be the cocktail party unofficially. That's going nowhere. So isn't it called now the world's largest outdoor gathering? Which is the stupidest name ever.
Nobody cares what they think they're going to call it. We've called it forever.
The cocktail party. And then the third team would be who? I think the nominees would be South Carolina, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Okay. So you got a border war with South Carolina. You got Tennessee that's also touching the state. And now with Josh Heupel and the streak that the Dogs have put together, that could be a part of the decision-making when you talk about what could happen next week. Road Dog, what did you want to say? You open the mic up there?
I wouldn't even say that Kentucky should be considered for one unless they just get to the math of, well, we've got to give you somebody, and Kentucky has to have three opponents. It really should be either South Carolina or Tennessee.
Now,
I think most Dog fans probably feel the same way. But if you have to rotate it every 4 years, you're going to have to find somebody else at some point, unless you just keep going back and forth.
Well, it doesn't have to rotate every 4 years. It just goes under review. They don't have to change.
So when you think about, and Road Dog makes a good point there, when you talk about other teams are going to have three as well. Kentucky probably has two permanents that are pretty good with Tennessee and Vanderbilt because of the proximity. But who ends up being their third team?
South Carolina.
Maybe.
Give them South Carolina.
Maybe they get Georgia. Maybe they get Florida. Who knows? Because they've had a couple of upsets over Florida over the last 10 years.
Does Josh Heupel make the difference? And I ask because if Steve Spurrier were coaching South Carolina, and he certainly brought the hype and attention that he did to South Carolina, then you would at that time say South Carolina because of who he was, what the program was supposed to be, and what the game could be if Kirby, hypothetically was going up against the old visor on the other sideline.
Yeah, obviously coaching comes into play, but you can't make that the decision, and maybe that's where this 4-year review comes into play, because Spurrier would have been fantastic in the 90s at Florida. He would have been really good at South Carolina, but then he was gone. You don't know who's going to be a coach in 4 years. The days of Bobby Bowden and Joe Paterno and Fisher DeBerry at Air Force and Frank Beamer at Virginia Tech, guys don't stay that long. Like you start to look now at the coaches that have been here for a long time. I think it's Kirk Ferentz at Iowa, maybe the longest tenured coach on all of college football. And then a lot of other guys are like 10, 11 years. So you can't do it with that. I think it has to go back to two of them have to be like super big rivalries. And then the third one just has to probably be, how can we make this fair for everybody else?
Right, not every school has super big rivalries.
Sure.
That's part of the problem as well.
True.
So some of those ones in the middle, Ole Miss and Mississippi State, you're going to have to just throw teams in there and to get them there three permanent as it goes. So
because Alabama, you could argue right now, they've got three pretty severe rivalries with LSU, with Tennessee, and with Auburn.
Yep.
How do you change anything with that?
That one stays locked in.
But you can't. It's hard to move one around without not moving other guys around.
Well, obviously there become a math equation to
if
this.
Tennessee and Georgia.
And we are not the math show.
No, but just for conversational purposes, if you had your chance and your choice to lock it in, who you locking in? 404-231-1680. Let's go out to the phones and talk to Blue. Blue, thank you for calling us today here in the locker room, Blue.
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my phone call. I just want to say we can't forget about Noshawn Moreno and Garrison Hurst. I think those were two of the greatest dogs in history. But my opinion on the rivalry, I don't think Tennessee is in play because Tennessee has a rivalry with Alabama, Florida, and Kentucky and Vanderbilt. So I think Tennessee is not even in play. I think it's going to be South Carolina. Thank you for taking the phone call.
All right, so he says Tennessee's out.
That's a great point because the third Saturday in October is Alabama. They're definitely not getting rid of that. Florida, Tennessee, because they were in the East for so long, that one's there. And then, as I just mentioned, Kentucky has to have a rivalry, and their natural, closest proximity is going to be Tennessee and Vanderbilt.
Kentucky should get
I'm
Tennessee,
glad we don't have to do this for real.
Vandy, and South Carolina, in my opinion.
Say it again.
Kentucky, they should get Tennessee, Vandy, and South Carolina.
Right.
And
That's
then,
what it's slotted as. I think Sports Illustrated took a run at all of them, and everything you guys are talking about is pretty much spot on.
Josh, you're up next. Thank you for calling us here in the locker room.
Hey, good to be in the locker room, fellas. Hey, listen, I know this will never happen, but give me Alabama. I'd love to whoop their ass every year. But other than that, I'd say it's got to be Tennessee. That rival's got so much, the hobnailed boot, from the Peyton Manning and just the rivalry itself. I think you got to go Vols.
All right.
All right, there you go.
I saw this. I actually saw that was what I saw. Mark Richt. It was his first time on the road in the SEC. Was a hobnail boot. If I'm not mistaken, I just saw a video of it on Instagram yesterday.
The hobnail boot is from years ago. That was when.
What?
Well, that was Mark Richt.
Yeah.
David
I want to
Green.
know exactly what the hobnail boot is and what it means.
It's a call.
I know. Yep. Talk me through it. Who called it?
Well, Larry Munson,
Larry Munson,
the legendary voice of the Dogs, made the call. And hobnail boot, which a lot of us don't know, is apparently a blunt object that you can hit somebody with and cause a lot of damage to.
Got it.
And so when the play happened, he referenced a hobnail boot, and it became
Across
the
his
hobnail
face.
boot game.
Yes. Okay. So that's it. It's not like a football play or. I always thought it was it sounds like somebody
He
calling
used
a play.
a non-traditional term, like the other day when Kirby used whistling by the graveyard.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that term. Well, it made it to the broadcast.
So hobnail boots are boots with hobnails, nails inserted into the soles of boots, usually installed in a regular pattern over the sole.
Thank God.
They usually have an iron horseshoe-shaped insert called a heel iron to strengthen the heel and an iron toe piece. They may have steel toe caps as well. The hobnails project below the sole and provide traction on soft or rocky terrain and snow, but they tend to slide on smooth, hard surfaces.
So Larry Munson can't get all that in.
It's almost like cleats, homemade cleats.
He can't get that in before the next play call, before the play clock runs down. He
We're
just
going to have
says
to hear that
hobnail
call
boot.
before this is all said and done.
Sure, we'll do that for you.
It's one of the greatest
but it's
calls
a great
of all
call.
time.
So that's where it comes from. David, you're up next. Thank you for calling us here in the locker room.
Yeah. Hey, I'm in Augusta, Georgia.
My man.
Oh, tapping that app.
So I'm right in between Williams-Brice and Sanford Stadium, and I think South Carolina will definitely be our next biggest rivalry.
No doubt.
Thanks for the call, David.
College football headquarters on SI and Sports Illustrated have exactly what you're talking about.
And that's Road Dogg's neck of the woods. He grew up in Augusta, and he was saying how that is just par for the course in that side of the state. So he's right. It's right there, and you can understand the passion if you wanted to keep things going.
Give me who Ole Miss has, if you've got that in front of you. Because I'm interested in some of the non-traditional schools.
Ole Miss has Mississippi State, Auburn, Texas A&M.
Okay. Who does A&M have?
Texas A&M has Texas, Missouri, Ole Miss.
I forgot about Missouri.
Right? I know.
I always forget they're there. Sorry, Kelly.
Who are Missouri's
not here today.
three offs?
So I had a different list.
Well, you're going to have different lists. Go ahead.
Texas A&M, but the one I have is Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri.
Okay.
Okay, so
the old Big 12.
That's exactly right. Missouri has Arkansas, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma.
Okay.
It's going to be you have to put some stuff into the computer. Let AI figure this one out, dude.